just me, or the fact that makeup releases, they slap a little bit harder towards the second half of the year. From like the packaging, concept, everything is just done with a little bit more finesse, in my humble opinion. Today we're gonna talk about what's new in Kbeauty, and you guys seem to really enjoy the first video that I did, so we're gonna do a little follow-up, and let me know if you guys would love to have this as a series where I give you like updates of like what's new in Kbeauty. And without further ado, let's get into it. Shall we start off with something that I actually picked up? Let's have the ROMAND lasting water tints. So they actually released a new collection. It's the Sunset collection. So these are the new shades I picked up all for now. If you guys have been on my channel, you guys know this is probably my favorite lip tint formula, and in my humble opinion, again, the best lip tint formula ROMAND has ever done ever since. I know everybody loves ROMAND lip tints, but I feel that this is actually the superior lip tint formula. I have yet to unbox this because I have been crazy busy lately, so let me know if you guys would like a dedicated video like this reviewing the new shades. We have 4 new shades. We have 14 Mauve Moon, 15 Nudie Sundown, 16 Fig Rise, and 17 Woody Sunset. Based on the swatches online, I feel that these 4 colors are a little bit more on the muted side. The originals have a very strong red undertone and they look rather vivid. I think I did mention on my original video reviewing the Lasting Water tint, for example, the shades 1 and 2 are a little bit too close to one another, so you had to skip 1 and you will buy maybe like 1 and 3 or 3 and 5 because really the shades are too close to one another. So for these 4 new shades, they actually look rather different from one another. So I was like, okay, I can justify purchasing all 4 shades, and it was just an excuse to, you know, buy some of my favorite lip tints. So I am very excited to actually review this. They are just glossy, very lightweight, and even if you do wear a mask, the glossiness doesn't really transfer too much. Nowadays, I don't really wear a mask unless I'm sick, and if I am sick, I don't wear lip tints because I don't want to contaminate the product itself. So back then, I was really happy with the Lasting Water tints, and generally, the pigmentation on this is not so opaque, so your natural lip color does peek through, but the glossiness of this lip tint is just high shine, very editorial for some reason, which I love, don't get me wrong. I love the high shine and the juicy looking lips, so this is still one of my favorite formulas. So yeah, let me know if you guys want a video on this. That's the only new release that I managed to pick up. Let me just scoot to the side so you can throw up pictures of the other new releases that I didn't get. Also from ROMAND, we did get the Lasting Melting Balms. Again, the colors are rather muted, and as compared to the original lineup, I feel that the original shades, they are a little bit more on the vivid side. They kind of have a like a white base to it, so maybe that's why they release more muted, not so bright. They kind of have this like beige tone to it. I do own one of the Lasting Melting Balms, the one in Crea Fig, but honestly, the more I use it, the more it's like, it's nothing really great to write home about. I think it's a lip balm. Again, it's not my favorite formula from ROMAND. I still prefer the Lasting Water tints. That's why I chose to pick up all 4 of the new shades. What do you guys think? Personally, I feel that 10 New Beige and 11 Buffy Coral, they kind of look a little bit similar, not gonna lie, but number 12, Veiled Rose, that kind of hazy lavender kind of color, ooh, and the color next to it, Scotch Nude. Those 2 shades are really pretty. Based off my limited experience using the melting balm, I don't feel like it stains my lips, and it does move around as well on my lips a little bit. So again, there's that very nice glossy finish, but it's not as glossy as compared to the Lasting Water tint. So yeah. Normally how I know that I really like a makeup product is when I go without it for a certain period and I'm like, where is this lip product? I cannot find it, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm like turning my room upside down, just trying to find it, rummaging through every bag. Where have I left it? I don't really feel the same towards the Lasting Melting Balms, so that's why I don't really miss it too much either. So I'm just like very lukewarm about this formula of the lip balms. Not gonna lie, the colors are pretty, but the fact that the formula doesn't really wow me much, I'm just gonna pass on this. Also, ROMAND has kind of made the Lasting Melting Balm part of a collection in a sense, where they did like a whole dusty on the nude kind of thing. So they actually did re-release the Chromy Palette, the very popular one where everybody went crazy for it. I have it. I unfortunately didn't get to do a video on it because your girl was too crazy busy, but supposedly it was a limited edition item and now it's a permanent item. Unfortunately, there's no longer that Chromy branding and the embossing in the pan, which very cute touch. I love it, but honestly, we're all here for the quality and the product itself. So I think it's nice that they actually re-released it because I genuinely feel that this particular color story is very unique, and I think winter season tones will actually do very well with this particular palette. Next up, we have DASIQUE's winter collection, and this is their holiday Snowball collection, and it's a full-blown winter in-your-face kind of thing. It can't get any more wintry than this particular collection. I must say, it's very pretty. I love the concept, the packaging, from the whole like creative point of view. This is actually very well done when it comes to winter. Everything's a little bit more shiny. You have Christmas lights. I mean, there's a little bit of rain and the floor is like wet, so it's shiny. You know, that kind of thing. Very pretty. I love it. You get 9-pan glitter eyeshadow palette. You also get a transparent gloss from DASIQUE in this collection, as well as 2 new juicy dew tints, if I am not wrong. I'm reading this directly in Korean, my brain. The 9-pan glitter eyeshadow palette is very pretty. I love it. I do own DASIQUE eyeshadow palettes as well, and they do have different types of glitter eyeshadows. You get different finishes of glitters as well, different textures, and you also get those kind of duochrome flip. I see one with like a blue-pink flip to it. The Juicy Dewy Tint, you get 2 new shades, number 19 Winter Sangria as well as Sugar Bomb. So Winter Sangria is the cool tone reddish pinkish color, and Sugar Bomb is more, it looks like a peachy beige kind of color. I must say that this gloss that's being topped on top of them, it has this kind of silvery pinkish micro sparkle in them, but the combination of gloss and dewy tint together, it's very... Okay, somebody needs to have a counter on how many times I say very pretty, but it's very pretty. I love how dewy it looks. It just adds more of that dew to it. Maybe I will pick up the gloss itself because I think I've come to a point where I'm just like, Crystal, you have kind of bought a little bit too much lip tints, so I'm really trying my very best to cut back on it. And you guys know I don't get any PR, not saying that I don't get any PR and you know that kind of stuff. Makeup is expensive nowadays and it does add up in terms of cost, so that's why I'm trying my very best to not go ham and crazy and buy too many lip tints as well. So I'm trying my very best to be selective. But if you guys do request for a particular lip tint that I do have on hand and I'm able to swatch it, or at least in like stores or something, I'm still very happy to help you guys out. But anyway, back to the DASIQUE lip tints. Maybe I have more than enough lip tints. But the gloss though, maybe the gloss. 3CE has also done a winter collection, this time in collaboration with the brand Smiley, like the default smiley face, I guess. And they have released 3 items together. This time it's kind of a very grey tone, very fitting actually for winter. We have the multi-eye color palette in a Shy Ash, also a face blush in Kinda Shy, as well as a velvet lip tint in Cozy Crush. The blush is very up my alley. A Shy Ash, I think it's a little bit too grey for me and a little bit too deep in tone. But again, I think people who are winter season tone will actually do very well with this kind of color story. I think it's very fitting for that kind of season palette. I did own the multi-eye color palette in Overtake. Do we remember that palette? That was the in 2018, I would say. And I ate that up so much. I actually do have videos featuring that palette. I don't think I'll be picking up this particular eyeshadow palette. And I honestly, if I think about it now, would I enjoy the formula of the 3CE eyeshadow palettes now? I'm not too sure about that, but I really enjoy the face blushes, the monochromes in a little circle. That one from 3CE, I love that formula so much. So this new shade, Kinda Shy, it's very up my alley. Do I need any more blushes? No. It has my heart. And the fact is that I actually own 2 of these monochrome blushes from 3CE. The most recent one that I actually got is from, I bought it on YesStyle. It's in City Mauve. I feel that the formula of this particular face blush, it's very buildable and it's actually very beginner friendly. So even if you're rushing out the door and you just want to apply some color on your cheeks, you just put a little bit and it's really fuss-free, very foolproof. So that's why I'm a bit, ooh, should I? Or should I not? Or should I make more bad financial decisions? I'm not really sure. The Velvet Lip Tint in Cozy Crush, I am not the biggest fan of velvet finished lip tints, even though I'm wearing one right now. I'm actually wearing the Espoir Velvet Lip Tint over here. This is in Hazel. I actually got this when Crea earlier this year in May. I haven't worn it until now. So that's a sign that it's not my preferred pick for formulas for lip tints, but I think this is still okay-ish. Now similarly, Peripera has also done a winter collection as well, and it's actually quite similar to the 3CE one in terms of the color story. It is kind of very grey kind of color. They called this collection the Hip Grey collection. For this collection, Peripera says that from basic tones to thick, smoky, done in ash grey mood. I totally agree. We get an all-take mood-like palette, the elongated one, number 17. Water Bear tints as well. I think is it 2 or 3 new shades? Oh, we get 3 new shades. Number 9, Cool Lepethy. Okay. Number 10, Chat Cool PT, and 11, Hip Rose. Very cool tone colors. Listen, number 10 has my heart right now, and I'm just like, ooh, very pretty. Oh my god. Okay, I think my wallet is in danger. We also do get new Ink Mood Glowy Balms. We have number 5, Nudie List, number 6, Rose in True, and number 7, Mauve Dye. I think the one that I really like is number 7, Mauve Dive. I do have one of the Ink Mood Glowy Balms, and actually it's one of my go-to lip balms, the number 1 Pink Genre. That's the one that I own. It's a very cool pink and it's a little bit more on the lighter side. So now that I'm seeing number 7 Mauve Dive, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more definition, is a little bit deeper in tone. I know that the Ink Mood Glowy Balms, they're not very pigmented, but you definitely can build up the coverage. You know, as much as I love Peripera as a brand, I realized that I never tried their eyeshadow palettes before, or just eyeshadow formulas, which is crazy. So I was thinking, this collection, can I, or is this an excuse? The main reason why I never got around to trying this all-take mood palette, like the elongated ones, the thin ones, is I just find that it's a little bit hard to store this particular palette because it's elongated. Like, will this fit anywhere in a normal makeup pouch? I am not too sure. Let me know if I tried this palette, okay? This particular color story is not revolutionary either. It's a very ash tone grey. Do I have colors like this in my current eyeshadow palette collection? Yeah, most probably scattered across different palettes. So I think if Peripera had done the color story that 3CE had done with the Smiley collaboration, like if it was something like that, a little bit deeper, maybe I would have picked it up. But this one, I think that it's a little bit more on the lighter side of things, a little bit more wearable, not as deep as compared to the 3CE one. So this would be a little bit more beginner friendly. For the water bear tints, I actually have tried that as well. I do own one. I do own number 6 Softly Brown. And originally, I didn't really like it. But recently, I have been changing up the way I apply my lip tints. So in the past, what I'll do is actually I'll apply it just like that and just purse my lips almost immediately. So I don't really give a chance for the product to actually kind of set and form on my lips. Ever since I gave my product some time to, set, I don't purse my lips immediately. I just keep it parted for maybe 30 seconds-ish or 40 seconds. They wear so much better. And same thing goes for this water bear tints from Peripera. So I realize I've tried a lot of lip tints without doing a review on YouTube. So if you guys want a speed review or like a bite-sized review of lip tints that I've tried so far, let me know as well, because I think, yeah, that'll be much more helpful than me creating one video, very detailed video. And sometimes the detailed videos, they take up like a lot of time to create, and your girl has been stressed and pressed like grapes into fine wine recently. So yeah, let me know if that will be helpful for you guys. Now from Peripera's big sister brand CLIO, we do have new Pro Eye Palette Air in Glitter Shower 100. This is the latest new formula that CLIO has done in terms of eyeshadow formulas, and I actually did try out this particular palette over here. This is their original, one of the original lineups. This is in pink pairing. I actually did 2 looks with it, so I'll put the card up above. You guys can go and check that video out later. As you can see, Glitter Shower is literally a full-blown 12-pan glitter eyeshadow palette. The brands are just giving the people glitters everywhere. And honestly, I feel that this is a, I would say, a smarter release in a sense, in my opinion, because this color story is leaning a little bit more towards like the pinkier with a hint of gold or neutral brown. Like this color story future-proofs the palette a little bit longer if you were to compare it to something like the DASIQUE one, because you can use this palette even in like spring and summer because it's like pink, rose tones. I think especially during Valentine's Day. Comparing it to the DASIQUE one, which even though the shadows themselves don't really have like a base pigment to it, they still have a very white undertone to it. So it's a little bit more stark for the glitters and the shimmers and all that. So if you were maybe to compare it side by side, obviously the CLIO one will have a more rosier, pinkish undertone to it, and the DASIQUE Winter Collection one would be a little bit more stark, a little bit more bright. And I know that some people, they don't really want to have that stark, bright kind of shimmer and eye look to them, so that's one thing to take note. Now by the time this video goes live, I think this collection should be available. CLIO is also doing this kind of like fish dessert, very cute, very popular dessert snack, and they actually did like a full release of this. You get 2 contouring shades, 1 face and eye palette, and 2, I think that's a chiffon lip tints if I am not wrong, from CLIO. Yeah, it looks like it. Honestly, I had my eye on the shade and shadow palettes for quite a while. The shade and shadow palettes in original red bean, you get new shade and shading in warm contouring, cool contouring, and the chiffon blur tints in red bean filling number 17 and pizza dough coral 18. They sound so yummy. The shade and shadow palettes, they actually look very neutral, very beige. Could they have edited themselves? I think so, because the shadow palette itself is just giving 50 shades of beige. Very much so. I think they could have done maybe like a deep red bean color in there. That would have been fun. The chiffon blur tints, again, it's that wintry reddish kind of color and that kind of beigey, peachy kind of color as well for the 2 lip tints. I swear, every brand is releasing 2 particular colors, trending colors for the season. We saw that for spring summer, and I think I'm seeing a pattern now for fall winter. It's this wintry reddish kind of color and the peachy beigey kind of color. I swear. Even the Etude Glow Fixing Tints, it's literally that. I don't remember CLIO having a contouring product But the fact is that the contouring product really looks very similar to the Peripera's version. Instead of a V, it's a gradient across. This is in almond brown, so this is the warm tone one. Could it be the same formula? Maybe. But I think that Clio products, they do feel a little bit better, a little bit more high quality as compared to Peripera. I might just buy it for the cute embossing, but I'm trying to like reason myself as well with the fact that it's just cute embossing and that the embossing will rub away or just disappear when I use the product more. So I don't know. I am in the market for new contouring products because I do only own, I think, 3 contouring products. For the lip tints themselves, I don't really care too much for velvet lip tints, so I'm gonna pass on it. The palette itself, even though I was like, oh, it's 50 Shades of Beige and whatnot have you, I actually really like it a lot. I'm the type of person who will have multiple colored eyeshadow palettes and complain that, oh, nudes are so boring, neutrals are boring and whatnot have you. I proceed to wear all of the neutral colors. Am I a hypocrite? Sometimes, yeah. I'm my biggest fan and the biggest hater at the same time. I think for the palette itself, I will just have to wait around and see if people do more swatches or reviews of it. Maybe if I have, you know, more visuals of it, then yeah, maybe I'll consider it. What do you guys think of all of these new recent releases? Do you like it, dislike it, or you're like, meh, I'm waiting around for something better, something more innovating? Let me know as well. I love to chit chat with you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, help a girl out, leave a like, subscribe down below for more Kbeauty, and let me know if you want this to be turned into a series. I could do a, you know, quick review, my thoughts on all of these new recent releases. And if you want to see the previous fall winter what's new in Kbeauty, you can check out this video over here.